are, Ethan. We are live. We are finally live. It is Thursday. It is September the 16th, I believe?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so, September 16th. We might have a little bit of a lag on this video if you're watching, but there should not be a lag in the audio if you're listening. And like we say, the majority of these listeners do come via audio. Most of them come via Spotify. A lot less come Apple Podcasts, but once we get everything caught up, I'm sure those numbers will continue to rise, and we'll get those caught up eventually. I know Ethan said he's going to roll them out a little bit at a time so they don't just spam you. But YouTube subscribers still going up. We're at 1280 coming into today.
1280. Good God.
Yeah, 1200.
I did not know that.
Yeah, 1280, bro. On our road to 2K. On our road to 10K, bro. On my road to get my plaque behind my office, bro. Can't wait for that. I'll send you a picture of it so you can put it up.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the first real weekend of college football happened last weekend, and we gave plenty of picks, right? Now, I don't know who was listening. I don't know who took my advice, but there was a parlay that I suggested everyone take, and it involved a teaser. So, you know, the plus odds weren't incredibly great, but this is the one that I said if you put $50 on it, you're probably going to win $200. And I won $200, put $50 on it. So that's what I'm playing with this weekend, the $200. So that parlay was the Tennessee plus 9.5, which we barely squeaked that one out. And then it was South Carolina plus 3.5, which South Carolina ended up getting the win. So they actually covered regardless because they won by field goal. And then it was the Navy, I believe, Army game. Not Navy Army, Navy Air Force game. And that one was the under of 46 points, which I think they scored like in the 20s total. There was one more game. There was one more game that I said, the Virginia Tech MTSU game at like minus 13.5 for Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech actually covered the real spread. So pat on the back. If you decided to take the parlay, congratulations. The People's Captain first week of college football weekend parlay hit $50, paid you $205. So now that was my first weekend, getting my feet wet, getting back in the zone. Took that 200. I think I had like $250 in the account after that because I hit a Boise State game as well. So we played a little Monday Night Football. Or not Monday Night Football. Played a little Sunday football. Didn't play many, just played a couple parlays. And if I would have picked the exact opposite games, I'd have probably hit the parlay. So I think I picked 7 games and lost 6. Yeah, NFL. I hate the NFL. Please get me away from the NFL. It's a trap. You win in college, you lose it in the NFL. Anyways, so
I really wish they'd just bring back XFL.
Well, 2023, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
they are?
The Rock bought it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, The Rock and his
Awesome.
business partner, or his ex-wife, Danny Garcia, they bought the XFL, and she is the first female owner of a professional football league.
Cool.
Maybe a professional sports league. Not sure. Check that.
League, probably.
Yeah.
I was going to say teams, maybe not, just because,
Sure.
I mean,
But
I'm
league?
sure, like, yeah.
Yeah, but there might be like some owners of like, in Canada of like some soccer or something. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
I
if
was
that
thinking
is.
Britain. But yeah.
Yeah, it could be. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I got a plan. So this is gonna be my plan moving forward when it comes to gambling, college sports or during the week. What I'm gonna do now, I got a little bankroll, that $200. Now we're playing house money. Let's play with it a little bit. I'm playing $20 games, single games. Okay, that way, unless I just lose every single game, I'm okay. I think I had like 240 something in the account, so I played 12 games for this week. We could go through them, not go through them, whatever it is. I guess I could pull it up and kind of talk through a couple of them, just to be honest with you. But the first one we played happened on Monday Night Football, and it was the Raiders and the Ravens. So what I did, I took the Raiders in that because they were plus like 3.5, I believe, or 3. Took the Raiders, put $20 on them, and I think if you put 20 on them, you actually like win 37 or whatever. It's not like you're going to win a lot of money doing this, but you might not lose all your money doing this as well. So hit that game. That game hit. So that game paid out, let's see, 37-39, right? So you bet 20, you actually win 17. So Not a bad gig. So hit that. So here was what we got for tonight. Now, by the time you're listening or watching this, it's probably going to be a little late. So I've got Ohio plus 20.5 tonight against Louisiana Lafayette. Same thing, bet 20, win, 17, 37. But tomorrow you guys can jump in on this action, and it's UCF Central Florida versus Louisville minus 7.5. Ole Miss kind of beat up on Louisville a little bit. That the Gabriel kid from Central Florida, he's like a fifth-year senior baller. I'm looking for him to have probably a pretty big game since the Ole Miss offense lit it up against Louisville. I kind of expect the same. Illinois and Maryland. I took Illinois plus 8.5. I really don't know anything about either team, but guess what? When you gamble, Ethan, and there's a hook at a 0.5, you got a 50-50 chance of winning every bet you place, right? So we took Michigan minus 26.5 against Northern Illinois. So whenever I see a big spread, disadvantage for one team, and it's, a different conference or just a different level playing field, you got to be careful. Jacksonville State beat Florida State. FCS teams are winning. South Dakota State, I believe, beat Colorado State. ETSU beat Vandy. So you got to be careful of these teams, right? But those are good FCS teams playing lower level FBS teams. Now, when you have like a mid-level conference team playing a top power team, now you can start gambling on those spreads because they need to win those games, and they're hyped up for those games, right? So Michigan minus 26.5, I'll take it. And then here's my thing again. Whenever I see triple option teams play, I take the under, and I win majority of the time. So Connecticut at Army, I don't see Connecticut scoring much, and I see Army running away with it. But I don't see Army scoring 51 points, not with the way they score. Boston College minus 15.5 against Temple. I like that game. Pittsburgh, they beat Tennessee, man. So and they're playing Western Michigan. Can they beat them by more than 2 touchdowns? I think so. I think they probably get it done by 17 or 21. So Pittsburgh minus 15.5. Now be careful. That could be a trap game. Pittsburgh plays up to Tennessee, plays down to Western Michigan. It could happen. But I'm thinking the other thing happens. Nebraska plus 22.5 against Oklahoma. I don't know what that spread is currently, but I would have to say it's going down into Oklahoma's favor because I'd bet everybody's taking that money. Unless Oklahoma just explodes and plays lights out defense, I don't see Oklahoma beating somebody by 3 touchdowns, especially, a team like Nebraska with a pretty good coach. They just can't figure out a way to win. But they can keep it close. Texas A&M minus 27.5 against New Mexico. Why? Because New Mexico is not very good. Georgia Tech plus 28.5 against Clemson. Now, 4 touchdown game against Clemson. Let me tell you something. Clemson's quarterback against a good defense did not show me much. If you can blitz him, you can put pressure on him, and he gets away from his primary target, you got a chance to get some sacks, chance to make him make some mistakes, get some turnovers. And I think that's what happens. I think Clemson wins the game. They might even win it by 4 touchdowns, 28 points. But to say they're going to win it by 5 scores, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's 5 possessions. You're looking at maybe, 12 to 18 possessions in a ball game. As long as Georgia Tech kind of keeps controlling the ball, and they're always having athletes down there in Georgia Tech, they just struggle winning. So Clemson wins, but I don't think they win by 4 touchdowns. Maybe. I don't think they win by 5, though. So that's my picks, man. That's my picks for college. I'm staying away from the NFL because I don't want you to lose money. If anything, just text me or message me or email me or comment down below and say, hey, Gunner, who do you think is going to win this NFL game? Then go the opposite way of whatever I say. That's probably the best bet when it comes to the NFL. But, playing with house money. Can't complain about that, Ethan. Can't complain about house money. But what I can complain about is my ability to be able to focus this week. Not in a bad way. I've just been very busy at work. So let's talk about work a little bit. 12-point logistics. We are in growth mode there, man, and I'm fired up about it. We have invested in a sales training program is Grant Cardone's university, Cardone University, hint, hint. I've been talking to the guys over there at Cardone, uh, Anthony Sisson and Mike Bonnet. Listen, man, these guys, they're knocking it out of the park the way they sell. Obviously, I love all of Grant's methods. I love the way that, he's tough, man, and he's a go-getter, and he's all about, setting high goals and doing the work and taking action and holding yourself accountable and then setting higher goals and doing more work and staying at it and not necessarily getting involved in the, well, just because I worked really hard for a month and I don't see any money, I need to quit. No, man, it's grind for a year. And how are we? Let's stick our head up now and see where we're at. All right, let's reassess. Let's put our head back down. Let's go grind for another year. One of those type things, right? So I was able to get my executive team, which I guess I'm a small part of now, being the director of sales at 12 Point. And so my vice president of business development, Jordan Massey, and vice president of operations, Jake Lowe, and our owner, Daniel Price. We all came together, came to the decision that Cardone University might be the best decision for us right now. And, those guys trusted me with that. And this kind of all falls on my shoulders. So I trust my ability to get the best out of my team. And let me brag on my team real quick. We don't do a bunch of 12-point talk up here, do we? So I need to brag on the team a little bit. Logistics, sales, any type of sales, not fun, not necessarily fun, especially when you're in a boiler room and you're making a bunch of cold calls, talking to people you don't necessarily know, selling something that you might not know a whole lot about because you're new to the industry. I couldn't imagine doing that. I could barely imagine tracking and tracing when I first started in June of 2014 at Lipsy Logistics. But here we are. That was a long time ago, right? So I got some experience now. I was able to learn at a great place. And now I have a little team. And that team is 3 sales reps. I've got Ryan Sellers, who's doing a really good job to only be on the phone now for less than 3 business weeks. Also training and learning the business at the same time. I am very thrilled with his progress and the amount of opportunities that he's bringing to the table, and to just know how fast he's really picking up this industry, because in order to pick it up that quick, it takes thinking about it out of work. So you can really tell that he really wants to be successful at this, and we are happy. We are happy to have Ryan Sellers on our team at 12 Point. Another member we got on our team, another young man about my age, and that is Ben Van Loon. So Ben, military background, he's deployed a few times. He's now doing 12 Point, but also still serving in the National Guard here in Tennessee. Something really cool about Ben, he was now I could get this wrong and he can correct me in the comments, or when I post this, he can correct me. But Ben is a tank commander, I believe. I believe that's what that is. So he's, when he reports National Guard, he's got his tank unit, and so it's pretty cool to share an office with a guy that can drive a tank, know how to work a tank, know how to work a tank team. So with that, we are using Ben for his specialty, his niche. I hate there's like 17 billion ways to say it, and people at all high levels say it different. So you really don't know, how to say it right. So I'm going to go niche for right now. That's what I'm going to say. Niche for right now. Anyway, so we're really looking at his military background for that, his organizational skills, and, he's learning as we go. But listen, these guys, they're picking it up quick. They're doing the work. They're making the calls. They are hearing no, but they're also hearing yes. And when we're getting, next level calls set up, and I'm proud of Ben as well. Now, the third member to our team, Casey Klinger. So she's the lone female on our sales team. No experience in the logistics as she came onto the team. proud to have her on this team. Let me tell you something. So she was one that first week where we're going through training and we're role playing and we're trying to pick up the terminology. You could tell scattered, frustrated, a little nervous about sales, logistics, right? So, talk to her a little bit with Jordan, built her confidence up a little bit, and told her she was doing a good job because she was. I'm not going to tell you you're doing a good job if you're not. She's doing all the right things. She was making the calls. She was having the conversations. But, with her, it was calling the right people. So now we got her on the right track. She's found her industry that she likes to call, that she's having success with, and she's hammering the phones. She's making the calls. She's doing the work. She's setting up the next level conversations with me, and we are getting opportunities. And that's all you can ask for in logistics is opportunities. Now, also, we hired a part-time lead generator, a young lady that's going to Chat State nursing program. We wanted to let her continue her education, so we did not pressure her into any type of sales role at this time. But what we did do is we offered her the ability to be able to extract leads from one of our lead generating softwares into a spreadsheet, nice, organized, going after a specific group of customers. And she's been able to extract thousands of contacts in a very short time. Very proud of her and her work, and she's doing a lot of this remotely. So, when she can come into the office, we are glad to have her. The majority of my team is, 28 to 32, right? I'm 30. She's a fresh face, Chat State, recent high school graduate, 4.0 student, somebody that wants to be successful in her own career in nursing. Fired up for her to be able to do that. She's doing a good job. And then, with our office, we're having to, as you bring opportunities, you can't just bring opportunities and not have someone to provide solutions. And we're at a point now in our business, that we're at a point now in our business that day-to-day house account type stuff that got us to where we're at, hands are full with operations. So we had to be able to pivot a little bit and get somebody in-house with the sales team to be able to procure some opportunities and provide some solutions that we weren't able to do earlier. So Casey Hilton, who had been brokering for us, for a good part of probably the past year, done a little bit in logistics, but fresh to the game, so green in it. We got her over to our carrier sales procurement team, and she'll be leading that up. Right now, she is a solo operation, and all the opportunities that we get are being pushed to her, and she's out there soliciting carriers, good carriers, and procuring as many opportunities as we possibly can. So I'm fired up for this team. I think that our executive team is fired up for this team. And let's not forget some other key members real quick. Just want to shout out some key members of this 12-point team. You got people like Josh Massey. So Josh has actually been on the 60-Minute Broadway, the show before this show. Josh, Ace Rockwell in wrestling. He trained me in pro wrestling. Love Josh. Josh, we're better friends than we are coworkers, right? That's my boy. So regardless of whatever happens at work, I could text Josh about anything off topic. So that's my guy. Josh's been doing this as long as I have, and senior broker at 12-Point Logistics, being our veteran leadership when it comes to on the floor, getting our brokers going. When we get new brokers, training new brokers, teaching them the ropes, fitting our culture at 12-Point. That's the most important thing here. 12-Point is fitting our culture fit. Because if you're not, it's not going to work. So Josh doing a good job. He books a lot of loads. I promise you that. I'd put him up there with just about any broker in town in Chattanooga when it comes to amount of loads booked in a month. One guy tracking it, making sure it picks up, delivers, and in transit. I know many companies have a track and trace team. Ben at one had a track and trace team. And, you just book it, make sure it picks up, and then you pass it off. So you don't have to deal with many issues. But Josh doing a fantastic job. Proud of Josh. Doesn't get enough credit, with our company, I believe. We can all be kidding around, messing around a lot of times. And, now that we're trying to grow, listen, Josh, big part, 12-point logistics. And Tony Williams. Tony came on last year. We started him out in sales during COVID, right? Terrible time to start in sales. And we were smaller also. So any opportunities that were brought to the table didn't have solutions or didn't have time to provide solutions. So since that time, Tony has stepped into a role as a broker, carrier sales rep for 12 Point and doing a great job, learning daily. And this month having his best month. Fired up for Tony, fired up for the future for him. Tony also in the Air Force, stationed out there in Utah. Great guy, military background, very goal-oriented, young guy too. So, loves a bunch of the same things I do. Love to talk fights with Tony. Love to pick his brain, get his thoughts on some of that stuff. It's cool. Good culture fit to do all these things. And Emily Arnold. Emily's doing our marketing and also, our back office stuff as well. So, just proud of these guys doing everything. And you know what, Emily, bringing some options to the tables for some opportunities that we've already capitalized on with connections. You can be the greatest salesperson in the world, but if you don't know the right people, if you're not networking, good luck. So she was selling without knowing she was selling with connections. So proud of her. The sky's the limit for this entire team. And, happy to be a part of this team. Grateful for guys like Daniel Price investing in this company, owning this company, giving guys opportunities, girls opportunities from Chattanooga, local people. And we're growing and we're excited. And also Tommy Derryberry when it comes to the finances, keeping the books right. That's our guy. Also one of our investors, one of our owners. So leadership is strong at 12 Point Logistics. The team workflow is strong. The opportunities are exceeding expectations currently, and solutions are being provided for current and future customers that we're putting into the system. Quick brag, and then I'll get out of this and we'll go to Ethan's thing. So we've had 12, as of yesterday, we had 12 business days that the new team had been there, the new class of sales reps. And they're literally learning logistics and selling at the same time and actually doing it. We put them on the phone within 2 days. So within 2 days, they're on the phone. So 10 days of actual phone calls. And one of our sales reps put a load in the system with a new customer. And we rewarded him very well with some incentives. And we have plenty more incentives to come, team building to come, and customers to put into the system, loads to put into the system, carriers to find to provide these solutions. And, we're doing a good job. We're doing a good job. One thing I say is that, and I tell all the customers I talk to this, current and potential, and past, the ones that want to do business with us moving forward. I tell them this, and I'm sure you other logistics salespeople tell them this as well. We might not be the cheapest. Oftentimes, we're not going to be the cheapest. But if you're always budgeting and looking to be cheap, would you buy a bottle of water at a gas station? Would you pull up to 2 gas stations and see one that says $2.76 and $2.79 and go to the one that says $2.79 because it's on the right side of the road, not the left, and it's just easier to get to? Would you go to Starbucks and get you a $4 cup of coffee? Have you ever done that? Then obviously you have a budget and you've overspend on your budget sometimes. So in business, sometimes you're going to have to maybe overspend your budget to free up some time, because time is money, I promise you. And everyone has the same amount of time. So you can have more money, you can have less money. But every single person on this planet has the exact same amount of time. It's just about how you're spending it. So if you can spend some money to free up some time, how valuable is that time for the things that you can actually get done within your company? So that's the service we sell here at 12 Point Logistics, and our customers are happy with that. And we go up above and beyond. I know I'm not just saying this, every broker will say this. We go up above and beyond when it comes to service, to serving you. Now, service doesn't mean picking up on time and delivering on time and telling you after it picks up and telling you after it delivers. Everyone does that for about the market rate. We all have the same tools. We all know the market. Service is you pick the phone up, you call me 24/7. We talk about whatever you want to talk about. You're my friend. You're my partner in business. How can I help you? How can I help you de-stress? Can I help you talk through some things? Can I give you some knowledge? Pick my brain. Can I pick your brain? That's a relationship that I'm looking for. How can we help your bottom line? But also, how can we help increase your production, right? If we can free up your transportation, the thoughts, the energy you have to spend on that, can you put that energy elsewhere and help your company grow? It's questions we got to have answers to. And we're doing that, and we're putting customers in the system. Good customers, very good customers, big customers, the biggest of customers, right? You know where I'm going with this. Very good customers. So excited. And for the first time in 12 Point history, we are jumping in on peak season. It is all but confirmed. We're jumping in peak season, and we're going to get some of that good freight, that consistent freight, that freight that gets your Christmas presents to the doors, that freight that plays the freight that plays Santa. And that's a very important time this year because supply chain is backed up, especially at the ports. So we want all those kids out there to get the things they deserve on Christmas. And the trucks that we help provide help Christmas happen for some kids. So I'm excited about that. That's my rant. That's my sales rant. I'm gonna have to start throwing something in there, but I need to be timed so I don't get too long-winded, because I could talk about that for a long time right now because I'm very passionate about that. Helping people grow, helping people learn, helping myself grow, helping myself learn. Holding people accountable holds me accountable. You have a workout partner, you're going to be held accountable to be there for that workout partner. Sorry. Sometimes our computer just goes off. Sorry, no problem. If you're listening, we're not idiots. I might be. Ethan's not. So let's kind of jump into what is happening in the world. Ethan, I texted Ethan earlier today and I said, hey man, I'll cover sports. I might rant. And then my brain has a lot of storage capacity problems right now. I need to get some more RAM in my brain, some more gigabytes, some more hard drive in there. I need to get from a SSD to a...
No. You need a hard drive to an SSD.
Yeah. All those things. Yeah. So what's going on in the world, bro?
Not really anything. I'm pink. Evidently that's, this camera's just shit.
You're pink. I'm yellow.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
but
fine.
the screen's blue.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Really.
Yeah, sure.
So there's not that much going on in the world except for just a couple things, like per se, the Met Gala was. We're gonna go in reverse chronological. So the biggest thing that I think has happened was the Met Gala. And I told you this before the show.
Mm-hmm.
To me, anytime I hear about the Met Gala or anything like the Met Gala, because it's for charity.
Sure. Real quick, can you explain for those listening that might not keep up with politics?
Yeah. Well, it's
what is the Met Gala?
It's not even really politics. It's high life.
Yeah.
It's this ritzy gala. If you don't know what a gala is, it's basically like going to a museum and it's a party.
Sure.
You stand around fine art. You're around fine people. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very pretentious. Like that's just for people like us that wouldn't be able to pay $30,000 per ticket.
Sure.
For a plate.
Oh my goodness, I've got to pause you.
What?
Hang on 1 second. So I got to pause you real quick because if I forget this person, they will absolutely kill me.
Go ahead. Tia?
No. Well,
Okay.
Tia's getting her own. Remember, we've locked Tia into an episode. By
I know.
the way, she is booked for an episode.
We're on 83. She's
oh, dude. Well, don't say anything.
Okay.
Tia's booked for an episode, but we're not gonna give it away, and then we'll spill all the beans as far as like I'll brag about her and go all on and when she's here. So, anyways, there's one more person at 12 Point Logistics that is extremely vital. I'm talking about like a heartbeat of 12 Point Logistics, and her name is Lynn. Her name is Lynn. Let me tell you something. A logistics company is nothing, especially when they get to a point to where they're growing and, you need people interacting with customers on a daily basis. As like a customer service rep, a CSR, what we call them. Some people call them customer success reps. I think that's stupid, but that's my opinion. Don't get mad at me. I just think it's, I get it. I do get it, but that's not us. Lynn is a CSR. I put her up against any CSR in town. I promise you. She has many years of experience in this industry, worked for some great companies in this industry, and I guarantee you, every one of those companies want her now. I promise you. I know that for a fact. They want her now because she's that good at her job. And I'm going to have to timestamp this to make sure that if she wants to watch it, she can see it. Because now that I'm out of the other office, I don't get to see the ops guys as much. And, Lynn is over there with them and part of operations. And let me tell you something. Lynn is a rock star CSR. She is fantastic at her job. Every load that comes in, the majority of them, she's entering the loads, hand built into the computer. She's interacting with the customers and giving live updates, sometimes before they even ask, which is preferable. But if they do ask, which they usually send over like a list, right? If we're in the industry, gets it back to them ASAP, good or bad. We are transparent with the customers. We tell them what's up, and Lynn is the one doing that. So oftentimes, Lynn has to play the bad girl, right? She does. But nobody does it as sweet as Lynn does. She does a fantastic job of being a CSR for 12 Point Logistics. I'm telling you, a backbone to our company. We need her. She's a great CSR, does a fantastic job. Can't speak highly enough about her. I cannot believe her name didn't roll off my tongue when I was going through my rant earlier. And also, I didn't dive enough into Jake and Jordan, our executive team, our VPs, the guys that built this company, the first two employees of 12 Point Logistics. Those guys have knocked it out. Those guys have absolutely knocked it out of the park. Operationally, both of them. Sales too, but operationally, they're good. Really good. Really good. They're so good. One is so good, it's hard to get him out of it. And the other one's so good, we can't get him out of it. We can't do it. I don't know at any point are we going to be able to get the other one out of it. That's Jordan and Jake doing a fantastic job at 12 Point. I think any company would want those guys, be knocking down their doors for those guys. They've been at big companies too. They've done very well at those companies. And they're fantastic. I don't know where we'd be without those guys. Now, listen, as far as bringing accounts and stuff, I've done my share. I've put loads into the system, put revenue into the system, but that revenue does not turn into margin without that entire team. And we don't continue to get more revenue and more loads from our customers if we're not servicing them well. And I don't want to speak too highly on one of our customers, but I'm pretty sure we might be one of their top carriers. I think that they would tell you that. I think that, I've recently met with one of them in person and very pleased with 12 Point Logistics. So, Lynn, thank you. Jordan, Jake, thank you. Emily, thank you. Josh, thank you. Tony, thank you. And my sales team, Casey, Ryan, Ben, thank you. Carrier procurement team, Casey, thank you. Valerie at home, working remotely right now, generating leads, putting in data. Most boring job in jobs. Crushing it. Thank you. Daniel Price and Tommy. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for taking a chance and starting this thing. And thank you guys for listening to Josh and believing in Jake and Jordan for their leadership. Proud of this team, man. Honestly, if there were the Inc. 5000s and the fastest growing companies and all these different awards these people are signing up for and they're promoting on their social medias, let me tell you something. Tell me another company in town, and I'll be willing to listen. I'll talk to them. Show me another company in town that can show you the books from October 2018 to where we at? About to be in October of 2021 to go from $0 in revenue per year to almost $15 million revenue per year for 2021 during what most people would call a recession, pandemic, global pandemic, and a supply chain mess. I know a bunch of companies are growing, but they were already big. We were nothing. We weren't even a thought. And now look at us. Nobody probably even knows that. It's funny, right? All you other logistics companies out there, you didn't even know you had competition, did you? Well, you do. We're here. We're not going anywhere. Plenty of market share out there, and we're going to grab some. I hope everyone does well in this industry. I got a bunch of friends in this industry. A bunch of friends in this industry. The majority of my friends now are in this industry. And I love this industry. I never would have thought I'd say that. But, you identify yourself as a football player for so many years, and then you look back and you say, I was talking to Coach Rusty Wright and Nick Davis, and my best friend at UTC. Just yesterday, I was just picking up Kentucky tickets. And I said, you know what? I've been doing this logistics thing for about 8 years. How long did I play football? Middle school, high school, college? What's that? 10, 12, 15 years? I've almost done logistics as long as I've done football, right? So logistics is cool. My team is cooler, and they're fantastic. They're doing a fantastic job. And Ethan, I'm sorry I cut you off. Oh, if you need to cut that, you can't. I don't know what you need to do. That's fine. Go on your rant. Okay, sorry.
No, it's good.
If I'd have left that out, I'd have walked into a storm tomorrow. So.
No, so the Met Gala.
Sure.
It is this ritzy party, and there's a lot of people with a lot of money there.
Yep.
And it's not really political, other than the fact that everyone that goes there usually votes Democrat, which should tell you something.
Sure, a little
insider trading, maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Going on, that sort of thing. Not literally, but just
just some people rubbing elbows.
That rub elbows a lot.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Anyway, so we've got good old Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yep.
And she wears a very nice looking dress.
Sure.
It's white. It's very well form fitted. With big red letters that says "Tax the Rich." Now, Gunner.
Yes.
Would you, if your political leanings were the rich should be taxed, would you go to a party with all of the rich people in the world and wear a dress that says "Tax the Rich"? Does that seem ironic to you?
So I guess here's my question, and I have done zero research on this. And my question would be, was there a fallout with the people she was hanging out with that were rich at the party that she's wanting to tax?
No. Here's the thing you have to learn about AOC. She is what we can term as a Bernie socialist.
Okay.
She is, and that's a new thing for you guys if you don't follow politics, because Bernie Sanders is a socialist. Everyone knows that. That's fine. He can have whatever political leanings that he may want, and him being socialist means that he wants not a lot of people to have a lot of money. He wants everyone to be on an equal playing field. Everyone gets their share. Everyone pitches in for the collective. Until he before 2016 he was saying the millionaires and the billionaires on Wall Street, we need to tax them. They don't need that much money. We need to tax them all. And then after
That's
2016,
pretty good, by the way.
yes, thank you. After 2016, he happened to have made more money than $1 million. He became a millionaire himself with 3 homes, which good for him.
Sure.
He's winning.
Yeah.
That's a goal. 3 houses. I can't even really be that upset about it.
Sure.
But if you listen to him talk, especially with the last election, during the Democratic primaries, he was saying, we need to tax the billionaires on Wall Street. We need to get them out of Wall Street, and we need to end their richness. We need to tax them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not supposed to tax the millionaires and the billionaires. We're just going for the billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where I'm making enough money that I'm living comfortably in New York City, one of the highest standard of living places in America.
Sure.
And I'm saying tax the rich while I'm going to a party. It's not. It says they say it's a charity fundraiser, which, by all accounts, maybe it is. I have not really done that research on it,
Uh-huh.
but I can't imagine that charity is actually doing anything worthwhile, like say Project or Operation Smile or Smile Train or UNICEF or any of these other charities that we know of as people, because we're always told by these celebrities, you should donate to these charities.
Sure.
Well, why don't you donate some money, because you've got hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm sure $1 million could really help a single family in Africa for 3 generations.
Sure.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of people saw AOC wearing this great dress. Again, she didn't look bad. She can wear whatever she wants. That's totally fine. But I think that when you are running on a campaign of tax the rich, and then you're hanging out with the rich and being buddies with them, maybe there's some weird crossed wires here, because you're not really saying what you actually want, because you're the rich. And unless you're taxing yourself, I don't see you actually doing anything.
So can we pull that up real quick? Can we look up, you don't have to put it on the screen.
Yeah.
But just for
I'll look it up.
Look up what she makes.
Oh, as a
I know she doesn't make
representative.
much. I'm talking about as an influencer.
Oh, we probably don't get to see those numbers.
Because that's where she makes her money, right? If I had to guess. I mean, I'm not sure, but she has a pretty strong presence on the interwebs.
She is as much of a politician she is actually, I would say, more of a celebrity.
Yeah, I'd say.
And again, here's my thing about AOC. More power to her, because she is a working class person that made it to being a representative.
Yeah, bartender, right?
Yeah, she was a bartender. She went to college, and she was struggling for a while. She was a bartender in New York City, and she ends up as a representative in her district. More power to her for that. But the things that she's running on are antithetical to the lifestyle she's choosing to live. Because she's also, here's the thing, she's also really big on, the Green New Deal or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she decides that she should fly on airplanes instead of taking a train to DC from New York.
Sure.
Which might take you a little bit extra time, but it saves a lot on, the environment.
Sure.
And she's also got like a penthouse in like the west side of of Central Park. Central Park West. She's got like a penthouse or something. Check these details. I don't know all the details about AOC.
Sure.
I don't really care for her, but let's just say this: she has 995.1 thousand followers on Twitch, and I can tell you this. Let me see if I can't find her subscriber count, because she probably hides that shit. But
well, yeah, it makes sense, I guess. Like, you got to think about the views she drives on YouTube, the clicks she drives on Instagram, Twitter. She's very vocal.
Now, to be fair, I have never seen AOC like do an influencer thing of like, go buy this or anything like that.
No.
But let's be honest here. I feel like, and maybe she doesn't have maybe she's doing everything right with Twitch. She's just using it as a platform.
Mhm.
She's not partnered. She's not an affiliate, anything like that. So she doesn't get subscribers.
Right.
Maybe that's the case.
You seen
That's totally fine.
Keeping Up with the Jones?
No.
You never seen that movie?
No.
So that movie is about stealth marketing.
Yeah.
So it's a fake family, and each of them have to go out and network and connect with people in new communities. And their job is to sell things like, say you're good at, the best way to sell something is to buy it yourself or to have it and then tell people how good it is. Say a PS5, you're a good salesman for PS5s, Ethan. So if you was to be about a bunch of people that need to buy PS5s and they buy them strictly because you brought their attention to it, called stealth marketing. That happens a lot. But in that movie, it's funny because that's like all the movie's about, and they have like statistics on it. I mean, I think a lot of these celebrities and politicians could be doing some stealth marketing. No, that's completely conspiracy, and I'm playing along with this game. But think about it. I mean, just because they're not saying, hey, buy this, the things they wear, the places they go, the places they stay.
I can tell you this, that dress was probably worth upwards of 10 to 30 grand.
Sure, and
easy.
And why not wear it?
Again, this is not about her doing it. It's about her being a hypocrite. I'm all for it, although I find the Met Gala like disgusting. It's literally, if you wanted to see what the Hunger Games was in real life, watch the Met Gala or the VMAs. We'll get to those, and that's the Capitol.
Yeah.
Like those are the people in the Capitol that are just partying and having a good time and letting people die for their entertainment.
Sure. What was the mask situation like at it?
Oh, I don't think there were any masks. I think everyone had to be vaccinated. And that's another thing. We'll get to it. There's a lot of things kind of surrounding the Met Gala and the VMAs. That's very interesting.
Sure.
So AOC does that, and people did a little digging, and I think somebody might have interviewed her and asked, "Did you pay for your ticket to get here?" Come to find out, AOC did not actually pay to go to the Met Gala. She took a consideration of $30,000 from the people at the Met Gala.
A consideration? What would that mean?
Well, we want you to be here because you're an important person, and that uplifts our event, the Met Gala.
Sure. So the people that are actually rich are having to buy the tickets, and the person that's saying tax the rich is getting to go for free.
She goes for free, but there may be some, let's just say, bribery situations there. Because it's one thing for AOC to decide to pay for that herself from her $171,000 salary a year for being a representative in the Congress.
Is that what she gets paid?
She gets paid $171,000 a year.
Okay.
Which is not as much as you think.
Not much for New York.
Yeah, it's not as much as you think. And let's be honest here.
But it's about $140,000 higher than the standard cost of living for the world.
It's definitely,
I think it's like $34,000.
Doing the math, it's $155,000 more a year than I make.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh well. But here's the thing. If she took a consideration, that's the legal term, the lawyers that put out the press release or whatever said in their press release. If she took a consideration of $30,000, then if she actually took that could be considered a bribe because she went to a party with a lot of powerful people who may have special interests that may be interested in her passing laws in her district in New York.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of muddy water here. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know that for sure, but that could get really bad really quick if she just went from a, hey, we did this for you. Could you do this for us? Kind of, it's called pay to play in some political circles, or, a bribe.
So if the other people that are, politicians, like actually working right now as politicians, working for the government, working for the people, if were there other ones there that were under considerations?
I don't know. And that's the thing. If there were any other people, I would like to see a guest list of the Met Gala.
Sure.
And now, do I necessarily need to know that? I'm sure there are people on there that would like to keep their privacy intact. And as Americans, we have to keep people's personal privacy intact.
Well, you
But-
would want your privacy intact.
Yes. But when you become a civil servant, when you are a representative in Congress, a senator, anything in the government where you are a public face,
Sure.
where you are representing people of a state or a district,
Sure.
then you don't get that privacy. That is part of your job description. Now, that there is a cutoff. Like, I don't need to see AOC's text messages.
Yeah.
But if she goes to an event with a lot of powerful people, I think we need to know if she paid to be there, if she was paid to be there, if she was given a consideration to be there, so that she can uplift the event and make it more ritzy.
Gotcha.
We need to know that. And that's important because that can tell you it within the next 6 months to a year, if AOC starts doing things that may benefit the people that run or were at the Met Gala, that should tell you something right there. And that's what's so shitty about our Congress now is that happens all the time and people don't talk about it because, well, what are we going to do? They're the one making the laws. They're the one making the rules.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, that's how they separate us, right?
Yep. And so let's take that and move on to not the VMAs, not yet.
Okay.
We'll get there. Nicki Minaj has been canceled on Twitter.
What?
She has been banned from Twitter, or at least like suspended.
Nicki
Minaj has been suspended from Twitter.
What did she say?
She said a few things. She tweeted out a few things.
Okay.
First off, she said she just shared.
This is a paraphrase for you listening.
Yes, more than likely. On Twitter, she shared a story about her cousin's friend who said that he got the jab and that his balls became swollen. And now he is impotent. And his fiance left him and called off the wedding. Now, if that is a true story, I don't know. We don't know anything. Again, privacy concerns. We don't know which cousin of Nicki Minaj. We don't know Nicki Minaj's cousins and therefore their friend. We don't know anything specific.
Sure.
But she just shared that on Twitter. And people were like dogging on her because that's ridiculous in their eyes that something like that could happen.
That's misinformation.
It's not necessarily in the vaccine symptoms that of all the symptoms of the vaccine so far, that's not one that's been very prominent.
Sure.
So unless it's a one in 100 million case, or there's something else going on.
Sure.
But they were like, Nicki, you shouldn't share that because that doesn't make any sense. You can't just say that that's happening. Like, you have to use your platform wisely.
Okay.
But she can use her platform however she wants. She's Nicki Minaj. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If she wants to share that story, it's a funny story. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. I mean,
poor guy,
yeah.
but she can share the story if she wants.
Bigger pants.
And then people asked, "Hey, Nicki, why haven't we seen you in like over 2 years?" And she's like, "Well, COVID, but also I just had a baby and I'm not traveling." And they were like, "Why didn't you go to Met Gala?" And she was like, "Well, they wanted everyone to be vaccinated at the Met Gala, but I'm not going to get vaccinated for the Met Gala." Her specific words, I should say this: if I'm going to be vaccinated, it's not going to be for the Met Gala or for them. One of those two things.
Sure.
People took that as she's just not getting vaccinated.
She's anti-vax.
She's anti-vax.
Yeah. Yeah. If so, that's what I've noticed. That's the new thing. So if you say anything about not getting the vax, however, if you promote people to get it, like you say, "Hey man, if you want to get it," like, here's the new thing. This is like the racism card. Like, "Hey man, you can get the vaccine. I don't care. Cool. I just don't want to get the vaccine."
This entire time, I've literally told everybody that I've ever that I come across that have talked about the vaccine with me. I just said, "Have you talked to your doctor?" "Well, no, no, I haven't." Talk to them.
Yeah.
Because they know your body just as well, if not better than you do, because they're medically trained, and they can tell you, "Hey, this, and this, you should or should not get the vaccine."
Sure.
And they're going to have a better idea of what's going to happen when you take the vaccine than Joe Biden is.
Yeah, sure, probably.
Or Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or any celebrity who isn't a doctor.
Yeah, sure. It's not a a photo op just to say I got it.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't have it, but listen, I'm not anti-vax by no means.
Exactly.
I've had all my other vaccinations that I need to have to be able to
the
be alive. The main
decades
ones,
old ones that work.
Yeah. I mean,
that we
listen,
know works.
let
How
me
about that?
let me tell you something. I'm a big supplement guy. I've talked about a bunch of supplements.
Don't say the words that I think you're going to say because of that one guy. We can't. We probably shouldn't talk
I'm
about
probably
that.
not going to say that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, I'm not even going to really say anything. I mean, everybody knows my supplement routine. If I've talked about it in the past. You can go back to past episodes and look at different ones. Right now, and this was before COVID happened, I'm heavy vitamin D3, taking high doses of vitamin D3. A lot of people, the majority of the planet is deficient in vitamin D. So, I'm taking upwards of 10 to 20,000 IUs a day. That's
Jesus.
probably too much, huh?
You want to give me my daily doses of that?
Sure. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's cheap.
Hook me up, bud.
And it's cheap. Super cheap. People just don't know. So, and of course, immunity, vitamin C, zinc is a good one, right? Those are some things you could take, not for COVID, not for all that, just to be healthy. Okay.
Yeah, being healthy is also important.
Sure. Also, listen, let me tell you something real quick, Ethan.
Yeah.
Joe Biden or anybody comes out and tells me, hey, Gunner, if you want to keep living, I need you to take vitamin G 720. Just came out 18 months ago. FDA approved by, 3 people made them. One of them is FDA approved, all right? You can't take the other 2. You can. I'd rather you take the other 2 than not take any of them. But if you can take one, take this one. Go ahead and put that in your body real quick, pal. What's it do? We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out as it happens. Some people it's good. Some people it's not. 98% of them, they're okay. They're all right. Just take this pill. It's going to make you healthier. And guess what? When you get sick, it's going to prevent you from getting sicker. And you're going to get healthier faster. I'm not even going to take the vitamin. If it's a box of cereal that has the same thing on it that's only been out for a month, I'm a little skeptic about it. There's a thing called Magic Spoon. We could probably get sponsored by them and do like an endorsement deal up here, like an affiliate
They sound
program.
amazing, actually.
Yeah, sounds really good. Guess what? It's made out of protein powder. Probably not the best cereal in the world. Just give you a heads up. Anything that's made out of protein powder doesn't taste like the thing that you really like that has all the bad shit in it that you really want to eat. Okay,
but it's probably better for you than the other stuff.
Better for you than the other stuff, but give me the sugar. Give me the listen. If I'm going to eat a cookie, give me the shit that makes the cookie taste like a cookie. Don't give me the texture of a cookie with all the healthy stuff in it. Okay, if I'm going to splurge and eat a cookie, God, I want the good cookie. I don't want the.
That's entirely fair.
I don't want the complete cookie.
I think that's where a lot of people. Let's go on this side tangent. I feel like that's the healthy versions of the stuff that people love are the reason why people end up like relapsing on sugar.
Yeah, you get on a good here. I'm a perfect example. You get on a good diet. You do the complete nutrition. You hype that stuff up. Chris Cavallini, still fantastic company. Anybody that comes to me, I recommend it. It's super easy. Just expensive. Got tired of it. Anyway, I lost too much weight on it. But anyways. Do a great job with their food, right? They put good things in there. They give you this little treat that comes with it. It's like a little protein donut. And it's good. Tastes good for what you're eating because you're not really getting any satisfaction of any sugars anywhere, right? So it tastes good. And it has a little sugar in it. So that's why it tastes kind of good.
And sugar is addictive.
And sugar is addictive. But guess what happens when that one time you run out of that protein donut and then you'll walk by Krispy Kreme and you go, the protein donuts are pretty good. I haven't had a Krispy Kreme donut in quite a while. It takes one Krispy Kreme donut to eat a box. One of them. One Krispy Kreme donut. That's how quick it is to fall off. Same thing with anything like that. You're budgeting money. You got your budget going on. You're putting money away. You know what a budget is called? Savings is called? It's called paying yourself to do nothing. That's what that is, okay? So you're doing that. Then your friends say, hey, man, Free Guys coming out IMAX this weekend. You want to go check it out? Well, I'm saving money. Oh, come on, man. I got you. Okay. Come out, watch the movie for free. You see the IMAX again. You've been watching Netflix. You've been watching your 42-inch Panasonic 4K at home. Sometimes it buffers, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You go to the IMAX and you're getting hit with everything that you could ever want in a movie. And it's a good movie. So guess what? The next good movie comes out, you spend $20 and you go to the IMAX. Where goes your budget? right? It's things like that. And I just don't understand how you can get thrown into a category of being an anti-vaxxer or pro-vax or whatever it is, just off of the fact that your personal decision is to do it or not, even if your intent is not to influence anyone with your decision, but to just say, you can do whatever you want. Like, listen, and I can go back to this, dude. I honestly don't care what anybody does, whether you drink, whether you do soft drugs, hard drugs, whether you're gay, bi, any of those situations, whether you're straight, whether you're married, whether you're married and separated, married and you have like a little agreement to where you go do your thing and she goes does her thing, or whether you're in a relationship to where you're not married but you live together. I mean, that's what I'm in. Some people think that's wrong, right? But we're just doing our thing though. And then, you just have all these different things that pop up, whether you have, two dads because you're raised by, parents that like each other, right? Or, you have two moms, or you're raised like in the traditional American family household, which is a mom and a dad. Brothers and sisters, don't have any brothers and sisters. You adopt brothers and sisters, step kids, step brothers and sisters, whatever. You can do whatever you want to in this world. You want to go watch a movie, not watch a movie. You want to watch Netflix, you like Hulu. Yeah. You like Coke, you like Pepsi. You call it soda, you call it pop. You call every soft drink a Coke. Anything. I can get along with just about anyone. Your skin color, we can go on that rant. Any skin color can get along with you. I don't know if there's a skin color. I don't have a friend.
That's actually fair.
And guess what? I don't know if there's a skin color that I don't like a person.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's fair. There's equality right there. So I don't understand how just on one little thing, one tiny little thing, vaccine or no vaccine, you automatically get put into a box, and whatever box you get put into kind of distributes into the other boxes that they're going to label you as.
Yep.
So I don't know. And I hate to make this last 20-minute rant about politics after talking so well about our industry and gambling and the fun things that we do. But Ethan pushes my buttons with some topics.
I don't push the buttons.
Yeah, I
do push the buttons. I don't push his buttons.
Yeah, and
the world pushes your buttons.
Man. Like, and here, okay, this goes back to the AEW, the Marco stunt comment, right?
Oh God.
Who am I? Literally, that was the hashtag. Who is Gunner Miller? Great question. Probably some people in Chattanooga know. Maybe some people I wrestled might have known if they came to watch the show. Maybe some places I played football in other cities might have remembered my number, or maybe not. Most likely not. But great question. Who is Gunner Miller? At that point, maybe I didn't know who Gunner Miller was. I have a better idea now. Thanks for that hashtag. Made me do a little deep dive, a little
introspection.
I had to Google myself, figure out who I was.
Who am I?
But anyways, it comes back to that. Even a guy that wasn't even listed in the top 500 of the PWI pro wrestlers in wrestling or whatever, that wrestled on less than 15 shows annually and wrestled, 2 or 3 times a week on a good week, right? Who hadn't wrestled, let's keep this in mind, for 2 years to date when he said what he said, gets canceled over an opinion that the 6-year-old version of himself would have said. And guess what? That opinion is becoming true because Marcus only likes the stars. He only watches WWE, and he can't stand wrestlers that are that are tiny because it's not believable. And he's 5. Saying. I mean, but I got canceled. Literally. People will not work with me. Now, I did a bunch of things and said a lot of things that might be the reason why they actually don't work with me. And that is fair. That is fair. That is fair. I said mean things. I attacked you personally. That is fair. I give you that one. And guess what? I don't take any of those back. Looking back on it, I'm glad I said those things because it kind of got me out of so deep into wrestling. But and I think I'm fine where I'm at right now.
Anyway,
I think it worked out. But anyways, get back to it.
Sorry, Nicki Minaj says, I'm not going to get vaccinated.
How did we get that far off Nicki Minaj? Anyways,
Listen,
keep going.
You are on a rant mode today.
Keep going.
Nicki Minaj just said, if I'm going to get vaccinated, it's not going to be for the Met Gala.
Sure.
It's not, to her, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
One, she's already not traveling. She just had a baby.
Yep.
And you know what? More power to her to make that choice. That is her choice, not to go on tour and not to go, not go to some ritzy party that she doesn't really feel like she needs to go to.
When she said, I'm not going on tour, guess what? She's not making money.
Yeah.
So that's her personal choice.
Well, actually, she's making a lot of money.
I'm sure she's making money. I mean,
Nicki Minaj is making Nicki Minaj money.
But she could be making more money.
She absolutely could. And to be honest, that also helps her team. And there's a lot of people that make money when Nicki Minaj goes on tour.
Yeah, but it's engine security.
Yeah.
The people that set up the stage, the people that are all that stuff. They don't have it. Like, they hurt the worst when everything shut down.
Yeah.
Because that's their job.
Yeah, they don't have anything else.
Just because they're not the star of entertaining, they're traveling with the circus.
Yeah. And that's her choice. She is the star. She's the one that has to put on the show, even though everyone else is helping her. She's still the one that everyone's going to see. And if she doesn't want to go do something, she doesn't have to go do it.
Sure.
And if she doesn't want to get vaccinated, she doesn't have to do it. Sure. She could stay. Nicki Minaj has FU money. She can just stay in her house for the rest of her life and probably still have millions.
She could, yeah. And I would say she's probably smart with her money too.
Oh yeah, Nicki Minaj is one of those. She puts on like a little bit of airs of
her gimmick.
Yeah, it's what the fans like about her.
It's what sells.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Sure.
You know what? She's made a lot of money.
Yep.
She has a WAP. she
thought that was an award for a second, and I was like, oh.
I mean, for some people it might be an award.
Maybe.
But
maybe.
She just said, I'm not gonna go get it. Blah 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 blah. This and this.
Canceled.
Stephen Colbert and all of leftist Twitter, well, which is just basically Twitter. Stephen Colbert comes out and starts mocking her for the first story, the story about her cousin's friend.
Sure. And
Tucker Carlson covers it. And he's like, why are you making fun of her for just sharing a story? She didn't say anything about go get this, don't go get this. She didn't put her opinion in it. She just shared a story about somebody that she is not even acquaintances with, that her cousin is friends with. Like, she doesn't know them personally.
Yeah.
Like, she probably didn't even really necessarily fact check it.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't ask any other questions.
And guess what? It might not have even been true.
Exactly.
And who cares?
But it's her Twitter. She can say what she wants, and that's basically what Tucker Carlson said.
Yeah.
And she retweeted Fox News's or Tucker Carlson's clip of it, right? And she just puts a bullseye. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't do anything with it. And then everyone's just I think Hassan the Kid or something like that says, he's a white. I don't know if we should say the word SUPR.
Yeah.
Or ERE.
Yeah.
He likes the white people a lot. And she says, I think she said something else no, he's not. That's just not true. Which it's not. Tucker Carlson is not a white.
Sure. Well, he's on Fox News, so.
Well, that's what people think. But anyway, all things come down to she's now canceled and has been removed from Twitter. And I think that should really be a, we were talking about the Matrix just last week.
Yeah.
That should be a red pill moment for a lot of people of just okay, it's not about who it is, it's about what they're saying.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson could come out tomorrow and just be like, blah, 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 this, and this that people would agree with, but he's on the wrong side. He hasn't said the right things yet.
Right.
And there's nothing he can say to apologize.
Sure.
Because he's
sorry doesn't count.
He's the bad guy.
Remember back in the day when things would happen and then there wasn't social media?
Yeah.
So you would wait for the official press release or the,
because you can't know all of the details from social media.
Yeah, or the official they do an interview.
Yeah.
Where all the media would show up and they would hold a press conference.
Yeah. And here's some even funnier stuff. Here's some real interesting stuff.
Sure.
I think this might have been before she got canceled and removed. She said on Twitter that the White House invited her to go and talk with Anthony Fauci and another doctor about vaccines and all this and that. And she said, well, I don't feel comfortable doing it privately. Can we do like a public conference? And they were like, well, no, we can do a call. She said, well, I want that to be public too. And evidently the White House is saying, we never invited Nicki Minaj to do that. We haven't done that, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, no. You did. And I just told you no, because one, I'm not traveling. She's been pretty consistent on that. And that she doesn't want to do it privately because, let's be honest here, even if she said yes, nobody is going to like the idea that Nicki Minaj is saying one thing and then she goes into the White Room. She goes in behind closed doors. Yeah. And then she comes out saying the opposite of what she was saying. She was wrong. We're sorry.
She was educated.
Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
Sure.
And that doesn't look good. And I'm sure Nicki Minaj has a lot of people in her corner, if not herself, that just knows optically.
Yep.
Unlike AOC, who wears Tax the Rich to the most expensive party this side of 4th of July.
Sure.
That if she does that, people are going to say some things. And that's no good. And I agree with her. That's no good. No. I would not want... If the White House invited me to go anywhere, I would probably just say, well, I'm going to live stream the entire time. And if anything cuts out, I want to walk out of the building immediately.
Sure. Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
But, and even if it was Trump, like, I'm not going to go into a room full of important people and be like, oh yeah, I feel like nothing's gonna happen. I would want at least 3 cameras rolling at all times.
Right.
Because I don't want anything to be said that I would not want to.
No, I know Trump didn't do this all the time, but the cool thing about Trump, and I really dig this, was say he did an interview with CNN. He wouldn't do it unless he was allowed to film the entirety of the setup, the interview, and the breakdown.
Yeah.
And then he would post that first. And
they would still his ass.
And they would still post the cut-ups of what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But guess what? Then the media would run with the cut-ups and almost like misinformation the entire thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll get off politics.
Yeah. But that's just all of that to say that politics is downstream from culture. And I think that if people are actually paying attention, and they should, to politics, this is something to be looked at. But at the same time, if they're not paying attention to politics, but they're listening to culture, because that culture is pretty important to some people.
Yep.
Especially if they're a Nicki Minaj fan, you gotta follow her on Twitter. You gotta know what she's saying right now. You gotta know when the next single drops.
Or pictures of her baby.
That too.
Some people literally care.
Yeah.
Like if you're a super fan, like I'm a super fan of The Rock, right?
If you had a kid right now, I would expect you to be like, I already know the name.
Well, first of all, like.
I already know the gender.
It's cool, like watching his kids grow up.
Of course.
And watching him be a dad.
Yeah.
And juggling his crazy life. That he fits so much stuff into that time we were talking about earlier.
What was that movie about The Rock and his daughter? Wasn't his daughter in the movie that he did? I don't remember what it's called.
No. That's The Game Plan.
The Game Plan, yeah.
That's where he plays a football player.
Yeah.
It's not her, but yeah, that girl's all grown up too now. It's weird to see.
But that's like one of those movies that
was
kind of is just The Rock playing The Rock.
That was his best Disney film, I thought. Like Disney kid movie. Out of that whole like Tooth Fairy and all that stuff. And Journey to Magical whatever Island or Race to Witch Mountain and all that stuff.
Oh gosh.
The Game Plan like holds up. And The Rock had hair then.
That's weird.
Yeah. That was right before he cut it.
I gotta go back and watch that movie.
Dude, and I'm pretty sure, there's different reports, and here we go, super fandom. Different reports, like that was when The Rock was buying into you got to be lean to be in Hollywood because you're too big. So that was the lowest he got down to body weight wise, and he like got down to like in his 230s or like high 220s, and he's a 265 pound man. Yeah. So, anyways, what else?
Anyway, so yeah, that's Nicki Minaj. That's I feel like if people are paying attention to their culture, that's gonna be a watershed moment of maybe I should be paying attention to why.
Sure. Let's do one more thing. VMAs. I can do that. All right.
Next week we're gonna talk about the big thing because I feel like by next week there's gonna be a lot more information.
Okay. So the VMAs, I can tell you what I know about the VMAs.
Let's just go through the VMAs. Just go point by point.
Okay.
Evidently the VMAs happened this past weekend.
Sure.
I didn't watch them.
Uh-huh.
I do not care about MTV.
Yep.
MTV doesn't play music, and I don't care.
Okay.
Evidently, Lil Nas X won Music Video of the Year for Montero. And he performed, and evidently people enjoyed it. Some people didn't. It's Montero. I don't care about the song anymore.
Yeah, that's some people like things, some people don't.
Exactly.
Yep.
And good for him. You know,
sure.
he's one of those people that, you know, he kind of blew up out of nowhere. I don't know that he was anybody before Old Town Road, and Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus putting out a song together was pretty awesome 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Marcus loved that song.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But then he puts out Montero, and now he's put out Industry Baby, and I don't think it's the same kind of music.
No,
I don't think it's for the same people.
No, he's got a message. I don't know what it is, but
he's got a message. He's got something to say, and good for him.
And
he can use it.
He's doing it through his music.
Yep. And evidently, if you watch the VMAs, the opener was Madonna's ass. So, you know, a 60-year-old person's ass.
Yeah, is this the 2021 VMAs?
Yep.
Okay, to make sure.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a thing.
Hey man,
but,
it's cool. It's kind of like Evander Holyfield getting knocked out in the first round this past weekend, like I told you you would.
We didn't talk about that, but
you
called it.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyways,
do you think Mike Tyson's going to want to fight him?
Mike Tyson will beat the brakes off of Evander Holyfield.
Evidently, Holyfield is getting like sanctioned by the Commission of Florida.
Yeah, he already got sanctioned, and he only got a 30-day suspension for getting dropped twice in the Vitor fight. They could have let it go on. Like, it wasn't extremely bad.
Yeah.
It was blows that kind of knocked him off balance. He's 60 years old, and your equilibrium, and you're not Evander Holyfield at 40 anymore.
Yeah.
But Vitor's in his 40s and powerful. And
Yeah.
like I said, TRT Vitor, let's go. Okay, it's an exhibition. It wasn't a real fight. Let's just be real here. And he hit him with some hard shots that didn't actually connect. Still knocked him down because he's old. That's what happens when you old. I'm sorry, Evander.
Yeah.
And guess what? Mike Tyson is not as old. Mike Tyson will destroy that man because it's not going to be they're going to let him go if they fight.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Tyson will destroy Evander Holyfield. He will hurt him. He might kill him. I'm dead serious. I don't want to be like the guy up here advocating for death. I don't want it to happen. Mike Tyson might kill Evander Holyfield.
If they get in the ring, probably, yeah. I could see that happening.
And Tyson would never fight again. He'd be devastated.
Yeah. You could see that, like, oh my God.
Yeah. So maybe he wouldn't. But I feel like maybe,
yeah.
dude, if he was to, listen, there was an 18-year-old girl the other day, professional boxer, get knocked out and die.
Jesus.
Okay. So you're telling me Evander Holyfield at 60 couldn't get knocked out and get killed? That's what
I was watching somebody just this here recently. It was after the Holyfield fight, but it was like somebody talking about really bad knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
It was an MMA, and it was somebody pretty big, and then it was like James something, and he knocks him out, and the video, like, it's a very short video because it's like a spinning leg kick to the chin, and the guy drops, and he's just on the ground unconscious and like gasping for air, and it's just like, Jesus Christ.
We are definitely gonna have to wrap this up.
Okay.
Yeah,
VMAs, evidently Conor McGregor really wanted a picture with MGK and Megan Fox.
Yep.
I don't know why he would want that.
Well,
and throw a drink.
They come to all the UFC events.
Okay.
They came to his last fight.
Okay.
So he was trying to like go say hello, supposedly.
Okay.
And I don't know what happened. He doesn't even say he threw a drink. Like, that's the funny part. Like, Conor's like, oh, nothing happened. I don't even know the guy. I know Megan. She comes to the fights. I don't even know the guy. Who is he? Some Vanilla Ice rapper? What's his net worth? I don't even know that guy. I have 30 more million followers than him. I have $80 more million than him.
Jesus.
Like, what he come to my fights? I'll entertain him. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know. There was no issue. That's what he said.
See, here's my thing, and this is what we said last night, and I firmly believe it. I'm pretty sure that was just staged.
It could have been.
Like, that's just for the VMAs to get more press.
Guess what? The last time I watched the VMAs,
Michael Jackson was alive?
I don't know. I don't know if I ever watched them. So, is that the one? Britney Spears have a snake? Is that the VMAs?
Something like that, yeah.
Back in the day? Okay. Anyways, maybe that. I don't know. Maybe it's all a clip. I don't know. That's the only thing I ever remember about VMAs. But Conor McGregor, that's the only thing I know about the VMAs this year. I wouldn't even know it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
So, anyway, wrapping my stuff up.
Sure.
That's it for me.
You're streaming.
I've been streaming, and I've gotten like a couple new followers, but Deathloop's really fun, and I might try and get you to play it. You might like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. We'll see. It may not be.
What's your channel thing?
It's Gooyen, Gooyenn.
You should put that in the details.
I will.
Yep.
We'll have to write out the new details page.
Yeah, we will. We need to do it. We need to update a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
Update.
So anyway, but yeah, that's me.
Cool.
I'm at, I think, 28 followers, which I started out not that long ago with less than 10. So yeah, I'm not.
How many you need? 400?
I need 100.
That's
Or
it?
50. No, 50. I
We
need
need-
50.
What?
Yeah, just 50.
Listen, people. Come on now. Listen, the diehards, the loyals, the ones that listen to everything and watch it. Go get you a Twitch. Hit my guy
And here's
up.
the thing. And this isn't for now, but if I become affiliate and I can get subs, anybody with an Amazon subscription gets 1 free Twitch sub every month.
Look at that. Boom.
I'm just saying.
How do I do it? Send me the info tonight and text.
Yeah. You
I'll do
just go to Twitch, sign up, you connect your Amazon account, you'll get 1 free subscription if you have Prime,
And I'll sign it to you.
and you just give it to me.
Cool. Done tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, thank you again. I've got to run. It's late. I didn't realize how late it was actually. I
You
gotta
did go on 2 or 3 rants.
Yeah, I gotta get home to the kiddo and the lady, or I'm gonna get in trouble. So, anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate everyone. Like I said, especially the guys at work and everybody that watches, family, friends, fans, I guess you could say, or subscribers. Check us out on Spotify. We'll have all that updated soon. I know people forget about that. Apple Podcasts, leave a review. YouTube, hit that bell notification, hit that subscribe, leave a comment, and pound that like button or dislike, doesn't really matter. And that's about it. They'll post us up on Facebook, be posted up on LinkedIn. Please keep helping us out. Hit that subscriber count up. We're about to hit 1,300, boys. So we'll see you next time. Ethan, thanks, bro. Out of here. Bye.